you wearing now? What are you wearing now?
Now I'm wearing a t-shirt.
A t-shirt and
a trouser.
And trousers. And what color are they?
It's pink.
Okay, both of them? They're pink?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Do you like pink?
Yes.
Yeah, I like it too. That's good color. Okay, so tell me, when it's summer, of course it's hot, boiling out, and tell me, what do normally people wear on the street in your country?
People often wear t-shirts or shorts.
Yeah, of course, t-shirt and shorts. Okay, and now we're gonna watch something together. Just wait a moment. Okay. Let's see. Well, okay. Are you ready? We're gonna watch something together.
Yes.
Let's see what did people used to wear in the past. Let's see. History of clothing.
Hi kids, all love clothes. In clothes, we can find lot of colors, designs, etc. And clothes really want fashion all the
The
time.
accent is what? The accent? Indian? No way. I can't. Indian accent is not good. I don't like it. So let me, okay, show another one. Let me see it.
Easy to answer. We're used to depictions of prehistoric people wrapped in furry hides, but in truth, Stone Age clothing wasn't all only about animal skins.
Oh,
Let's look deeper into the lives of the Stone Age people and see to what lengths they had to go to make their clothing to keep themselves warm. It's challenging to establish the start of the use of clothing. Furs, hides, leather, and cloth decay rapidly, and with time they're reduced to dust. Yet archaeologists are able to figure out the elements of prehistoric styles through an array of indirect evidence. Earliest hominids didn't have any hang-ups about nudity whatsoever. Those
so
living
tell me in the past, okay, so Stone Age, many years ago, you know, maybe the first human, okay, what did they wear? Do you know?
No.
Also, they were like animal skins, maybe nothing. In the past, there were no clothes. Yeah, right?
Yes.
Maybe, yeah, of course, maybe they were nothing. And after that, maybe something like animal skin or their feathers or fur. Okay, so they made something. They used to make something using fur, feather, and maybe what else you say?
They can wear leaves.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, leaves. Yeah, you're right. I saw in movies. Yeah, like skirt. Yeah, okay. Now let me choose something else. I'm gonna find something really good to watch. Ooh,
Clothes really weren't a fashion all the time. In fact, there was a time when having no clothes at all was the in thing. So we don't really know when that was and when that went out of fashion. We also don't know exactly when human beings started wearing clothes. But once they invented clothing, there's been no looking back. People say clothing goes back almost 500,000 years.
So, clothing goes back about
500,000 years.
ooh, 500,000 years ago. Wow, too long. Okay, let's see.
Early humans originated from Africa, where the weather was mostly pleasant and you could actually survive with no clothes on.
No
We humans have
clothes.
always been an adventurous bunch, and then what we did is we started venturing out of Africa into Europe, Siberia, up north, where it really got cold, especially in winters.
Okay, so first human, early human lived in Africa. Lived in Europe, America, Africa, Asia. Which one? Early human, first human.
America.
No, Africa. No, they lived in Africa. So early human used to live in Africa. And after that, of course, in Europe and
What
maybe all the
scientists
continents.
suggest is that humans invented clothing to save themselves from the bitter cold, which actually makes some sense.
So why did they invented, okay, what? Blah, blah, blah. Why did they invent clothes? Because it was very cold.
Because was very cold.
Of course, because of cold weather. So they needed to do something. There was no clothes. So how about winter? When it was snow, and of course they needed to do something, okay, to save themselves from snow. So let's see.
Early man used his intelligence to build tools and weapons out of materials like stones and wood. They used these weapons to hunt down hairy animals like
Ooh.
wolves and mammoths that had a lot of fur. They used
So first of all, they made some
Fire.
some weapons. Weapons means something that you can use to fight and to hunt. So they made, for example, some wooden from wood or stone, some wooden or maybe from stone weapons. And they hunt, okay, in order to hunt animals, okay, because they wanted to eat and they wanted to use their skin, hair, and fur to create clothes, to make
the
clothes.
skin of these animals to make primitive clothes and wrapped themselves in it and kept themselves warm. This was a discovery that led to the birth of clothing. Instead of just wrapping the skin around them, they started to make holes in it to put their heads and arms through.
Oh.
Soon, their methods got more and more complicated. They figured out how to make pointy, sharp tools to punch holes in the animal's skin, which they would tie together with thin strips of animal skin. Now, they could make something much better than just simple, loose, hanging clothes. Their arms, their legs, their head, their feet also could be covered, and they could look more fashionable as well. So, one of the oldest clothing material that we do have evidence of is in this special place called Katal Huyuk.
Ooh, what is this?
Katal Huyuk is believed to be the oldest human settlement that we know of. After studying the site, scientists have confirmed that they grew these plants called flax to produce a sort of fibrous material that they made cloth out of. This cloth material, you may actually know the name, is called linen.
So linen, the first material. Wow.
The oldest evidence we have of human beings making clothes from threads. Let's go to the next place, Egypt. The ancient Egyptians were...
So first place, What was the name? Can tell here. And the second one, Egypt. Yeah?
Masters at making textiles and fabrics. They made fabrics out of different varieties of plants like reed and palm and even papyrus, along with linen.
So they used, in the past, they used what to make clothes? To make fabric. What?
linen,
Plants. Yeah, linen was a type of plant. So they used plants to make cloth material, like for it, so that they could make clothes. Okay.
The linen material was ideal for the hot, hot climate in Egypt. It helped the Egyptians keep cool in the summer, especially. Okay, we spoke about a few countries, but now let's see what's happening on the other side of the world. Let's take a trip to China.
Oh, China.
In China, a long time ago, a Chinese empress was sipping some hot tea under a mulberry tree. And then, plop, something fell into her tea. What was that? It looked like a weird, wiggly white blob. She kept watching, just kept watching what happened. Inside the teacup, the blob started unraveling into a long, thin thread. So, the empress ordered her royal physicians to find out what this was. And after much research, they found out that it was a surprisingly strong thread that we can make really smooth, shiny, fashionable clothes out of. And so, silk clothes were invented.
Oh, silk
The ancient Chinese
clothes.
went a step ahead and figured out how to make the clothes in different colors too. They just used some color extracted from a plant and apply it on the clothes. The Chinese discovered the concept of dyeing much before most of the world. Cloth dyes were one of the main things that they traded, and this made clothes so colorful.
Okay, dye means color. Okay, dyeing clothes means color them. Okay, for example, when I color my hair, I get my hair colored. It means I dye. I get my hair dyed. Okay, so dye means color. So first, which country dyed clothes?
China,
Yeah, good job. And they could find what?
green leaves,
Yeah, of course, it was silk. So Empress was drinking tea. Suddenly something fell into her cup of tea. And then she figured out that that was cocoon. And you know, cocoon is something like silk cover that may be something like insect, young insect, make to protect themselves actually while they are growing like butterflies. So it's silk, and you know that I will show you. Okay, let's see what happened then.
Which were usually so bland and boring, right? In the 13th century, there was a boom in the dyeing industry, and suddenly there was color everywhere. And by the time people had enough knowledge of materials, fabrics, colors, and they started experimenting and making art, fashion was born. People started coming up with all sorts of designs for clothes. Fashion started picking up all over the world. People started experimenting and wearing more and more elaborate and different types of clothes. After the 20th century, you had all the jeans and the t-shirts and all of that making a big appearance.
If you like this video and if you want to watch more videos,
Wow, so let's talk. Okay, let's talk about clothing items and clothes. Okay, the history of clothing. So tell me about early human. What did they wear? Early human?
they were green,
Yeah, of course, Lennon, very good. Okay, and tell me what happened. Tell me about the countries and what did they find to make clothes?
Mm, they find plane.
Yeah, of course, very good. And then, so of course, first of all, they made clothes from animals' skin and plant. After that, in China, what happened in China?
Uh,
People impressed. So let me show you something. I'm going to show you something. Let me share my screen. Okay, again. So the Empress, I'm going to upload something on the board. Just wait a moment because I need to show it to you. Okay. And now let me show you. Okay. Well, look. Okay, look. The Empress was drinking tea. Empress means queen, like queen. Okay? And she was drinking tea. Suddenly something fell into the cup of tea. And what happened? It was silk cocoon. They are silk cocoon. And you know what are they? So, for example, a butterfly. Okay, when a butterfly is growing, it makes something around its body to actually save itself. This one, cocoon, silk cocoon, and then people could actually use them, and it's really expensive, and people could use it to make clothes, to make silk. Let me show you. This is silk, and this is silk. You know, this is silk. Okay, do you know this cloth? Do you know this fabric? This material, silk? Beautiful clothes, especially, for example, something that you can wear in a wedding ceremony or parties. It's beautiful, yeah?
yes.
So people use silk cocoon to create silk. Okay, and of course, in the past, people used to use animal skin or leather. Look, this is, what is this? Leather. Leather means animal skin. Leather. Leather means animal skin, for example, especially cow. Look, for example, they use it, people use it to make leather gloves. Look, leather gloves. Okay, so fabric means cloth or fabric, a material that we use to make clothes. Okay, this one, this type of it is leather. Say, say.
Leather clothes.
Excellent, leather. And what is this one?
Sink.
Good job, silk. Okay. Do you have any leather things like clothing item or item something from leather? Do you have?
No.
How about silk? Do you have?
Mm, yes.
Yes, I do. Oh, what is that? A dress?
Yes, it's a dress.
What color is that?
It's pink.
Oh, it should be nice. I like pink. Well, okay. And now let's have a look at this part together. And okay, Look, there's some pictures and we're gonna match the pictures and sentences, okay? Sentences 1 to 7 to the clothes A to G. Would you read number 1, please? Would you read number 1, please? Can you hear me, dear? And can you hear me? And can you hear me? Dear, I can't hear you. Can you hear me? And can you hear me? No? Let me type. Okay. And can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, let me do something. Let me write on the board. Okay. Okay. Can you hear me? And can you hear me? And hi, I'm here. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? And can you hear me? And can you hear me? Oh, no.